There's my 79. Everyone's been asking about what's been done to it over the years. I've had it for nearly 3 years now, and it's just gone through a bit of a makeover as well now. So I'll start at the beginning. I'll try and remember absolutely everything that's done to this beast, but it is an absolute beast. I'll start inside. Obviously, when I build a four-wheel drive, I build it to be easy. We could be weeks and weeks out on the tracks. So simple things like I've got airbags in the back of it. So I've got the gauges inside to tell me what the pressures are. I can put more pressure inside them in the bags while driving along. I can let the pressure out. I can do it outside the car as well. And also a backup, I have a compressor with an air tank, which I can pump the tyres up as well. So that's making it easy. Obviously you've got the red arc brake controller. I've got the clear view mirrors and they're all electric adjustable. A long range fuel tank. Obviously these are my Baja lights. So this is the new high powered Onyx as well. You can see that's about nearly half the size of the one I've had on the roof. That's been on there for quite a few years now. But this little baby here is as bright, if not brighter than that, because they're 50% brighter than the previous models. Absolutely mind-blowing on the road. These aerials, a 2.1 dB gain and an 8.1 dB gain. Why two aerials? Perfect. We can be out on a trip. We can be driving through mountainous ranges. We could also be in the desert. So this 8.1 gain, only just last week, I had Ernie 11 kilometres in front of me and I had the camera crew 11 kilometres behind me. So I was able to transmit between the whole lot with this big 8.1 dB gain. Obviously it is really big, so I have it on a base that can be adjusted so I can get in and out of my garage at home. And the 2.1, well, that's fantastic for the mountainous ranges. It throws a loop, as in the radio waves it throws. So I could be at the bottom of a hill and someone could be over the other side of the hill. This will throw a loop where I can get reception there. Well, this 8.1 throws a long straight beam. That's why I run two. Obviously I have run the Unique bull bar. This is the new bull bar from Unique. I've just got my squadrons, Baja squadrons in there. I have the Warn Xeon winch, full Bluetooth remote control. Under the bonnet's where it all happens for me. I love my horsepower, and this V8 diesel Land Cruiser engine can handle a heap more than they do standard, safely. Obviously it's got the Roost Systems flash tune. Roost Systems full 3-inch mandrel bent 409 grade stainless steel exhaust. Got high flow intercooler, got high flow turbo, got the Roost Systems oil catch can and the Roost Systems fuel manager. This vehicle here is punching out about 300 rear wheel horsepower. Doing it safely. It's not over boosting from factory limits, and the exhaust temperatures I'm flat out getting them to 400 degrees, which is sensational, which means I can put a 22-foot caravan on the back weighing 3.5 tonne and won't have to worry about me hurting the engine. But I've got heaps of power to get me there. Around here for some shade, it's obviously the Darcy awning. That's a 2.5 by 2. So 2.5 on the car, goes out 2 metres as well. For any four-wheel drive, that is an absolute must. Well, in the sweltering heat of the South Australian desert at 45 degrees, that's your best friend. But then at night time, when things get down nice and cool, we're talking single figures, the Darcy, that's the new High View 2 Rooftop tent. Great bit of kit, very quick and easy to set up. These things have just come along in leaps and bounds over the years. I've used quite a few, but this one would have to be the easiest, quickest, and most comfortable rooftop tent I've used. And not a skerrick of dust inside this bag. This brings me to my new bit of pride and joy, the Trig Point Canopy. Now this thing is made by Trig Point and Unique 4x4 in Melbourne. Now it's a steel construction with alloy doors, alloy roof, alloy base. That's for strength and durability and to keep the weight down as well. Have a look at these latches. You can slam them. These are what they call positive locking. Fantastic, one lever. And central locking. I use the key to lock my car. This is locked as well. Unlock, unlocked here. Absolutely brilliant. Got a Boab drawer in the new Canopy there. It's got all the essentials. It's got my cordial in there, first aid kits, everything that you want safe and kept in, so I know where everything is. Clear view, easy slide, fridge slide, drops down for me with my new National Lunar fridge. Now, dual thermostat. Now, I won't get into the ins and outs of this fridge, but you can see, look, that's about 50 mil of insulation all the way through it. It's got its freezer compartment there, and you can control what temperature the freezer is at, and also what the fridge is at. I would say, look, I've always wanted to trial one of these fridges for years and years. I've used just about every fridge on the market. This has always been like the pinnacle for me. This is regarded as a performance fridge. How they're built and why they're built the way they are will blow you away. But obviously in the South Australian, in desert, 45 plus degrees, this thing was fantastic. Every morning I got up and the battery was still at 75% charge. The insulation, it doesn't have to run as long. The technology in these things is mind-blowing. If you're after a cheap fridge, this is not it. But if you're after a performance fridge that will do the job every single time, National Lunar, that's the one you want to be checking out. Obviously I have all my Darshi chairs and whatnot in the back there. Got a couple of toolboxes on each side. This one here has got my air compressor, and also if my in-car inflation kit for the airbags fails, there's 2 points in there with an air outlet. Now, in anybody's language, that is a good looking canopy. There's not too many on the market, well, there's none on the market, I believe, that look as good as this. Have a look at those departure angles. And the absolute finish on this is 10 out of 10. If we could go to 11 out of 10, it'd be 12 out of 10. It is that good. It's probably done, on this last trip, we probably did about 2,000 kilometers on corrugations. Now, everything is still perfectly in line. Everything is still in its place where it was supposed to be. Nothing is cracked, nothing is broken. Now, you got to have your suspension right, your tire pressures right, and the equipment that you use. That's why this is a steel frame, because you know, if you start building with alloy all the time, you get stress cracks. Mild steel doesn't do that, nowhere near as much. I've actually saved near 450 kilos putting this back on. It's a lot shorter. Currently I'm using the Cooper STT Pros. I've probably done about, I'd say 12,000 kilometers now. They're just under a 35 inch because I've gone back to a metric measurement, about 34.5 inches in the terms that most of you people would understand. Now underneath is a bit of gold. This cruiser is now coil sprung. J-Max in Brisbane have developed a beautiful kit. It's a bolt-on frame. It comes with a widened diff so that it tracks the same as the rear. Now there's been a lot of talk for many years about, you know, wheel spaces, but wheel spaces are not legal. This is a proper engineered kit by J-Max in Brisbane. It's widened, it's laminated diff housing, coil springs on all four corners now. Rides like an 80 series, and I love my 80 series, so I've got this handling and driving like an 80 series. Now, pillar pods. I run two gauges. One is for the batteries, it's the main starting battery, and this is my secondary battery that runs the fridge and the coffee machine. Over here we've got the turbo boost and also the exhaust gas temperatures. This is the main gauge that I watch all day long. I'm looking at my computer down here, it's seeing what my throttle percentage is. I want to know what my boost is doing, and I want to know what my exhaust temperatures are doing. I want to take care of this engine. I don't want to harm it. And it goes a long way with all the research and the development that we do. All this information that I'm gathering along the way with fuel economy, throttle percentages, exhaust temperatures and boost, I'm relaying that straight back to Roost Systems in Banyo. And those guys are altering your tune and emailing them through all the time, and I'm chopping and changing between tanks and measuring every step along the way. Now I talked about my big and small areas, my 8.1 and my 2.1s. Here's the switch over the 2.1, aerial A, aerial B, 8.1 game on the road. Like I said, built for ease. Built for a lazy bloke, really. But when you're doing thousands of kilometres on the road at any one time, You don't want to have to be pulling over all the time, to be changing aerials over, to be putting more or less air in your airbags. You can do it from the comfort of your air-conditioned cab. It saves so much time. You can sit in the air conditioning, you can concentrate on other things. It just makes life easy. Now obviously everywhere I go I'm a bit of a grubby bugger. I'm not too bad actually. Black duck seat covers. I use the black denim. I think it suits the sort of the grey for the interior. This is my cockpit. I've just come, like I said, I've been to spend a couple of weeks down in South Australia and in the desert, whatnot. 6-speed auto. Now I can cut down my RPMs from 2,500 to nearly 1,500 RPM at 100 kilometres an hour. I think it's 1,540 RPM at 100 kilometres an hour. And I can be doing that around 32 to 33% on the throttle, where generally you'd be 40 to 44% on your throttle to be sitting at 100 kilometres an hour. That equates to better fuel economy. And it's smooth. That gearbox is out of a 200 series Land Cruiser. We fit these all day long at Roof Systems Brisbane. A nice console to go along with it as well. And it's all also managed by its own remote computer. So that's my 79 series dual cab Land Cruiser. I absolutely love it. I hope you do too. This is what we do at Roof Systems. This is what I do with low range. Just research development, just making things easy on the road, comfortable and safe. I've had 80 series Land Cruisers, 100 series Land Cruisers, 200 series Land Cruisers. This is my latest installment, absolutely loving it. With a canopy on the back. So much room in there. With roof racks. They are so versatile. And the way I have got this set up now, it handles beautiful, it's got lots of power, it's a great tow rig. I can take the family where I want to go, whether it's just an overnighter with swags and rooftop tents, or I can put a camper trailer or a caravan on the back. If you want to know more about the 79 series, go to roofsystems.com.au or give the guys a call on 1300 305 709. Bring it down. Let me have my way with it.